From childhood onwards, François Meyer was as passionate about art as he was about the artists creating it.
The François Meyer collection, A Colourful Passion, will present an utterly unique selection of 130 works in Paris on the 26th of September and a further 50 works of Swiss art in Zurich from the 5th to the 12th of December.
His father, Eric Meyer, had an extraordinary collection of contemporary art and would take François along to see exhibitions, to galleries and even to the auction rooms. François' infinite love for art, humans, animals and nature alike, did not know any boundaries. He would say that he was more interested in the process of creation rather than the creation itself, and so he took to photography at a very early age. Meeting the artists of his times in their studios became his mission. It was in 1977 that he went to the studio of Sam Francis in Los Angeles. Sam Francis did not allow anyone to photograph him during his painting, but made an exception when he met the enthusiastic 24-year-old François. It seems that his portrait of him was the only one of its kind. In return, and in a playful way, Sam Francis took the camera and shot a photo of the photographer himself. This opened the way of a lifelong friendship and trust between the artist and his sitter.
Sonia Delaunay's Projet pour Vitraux, executed in 1967, exemplifies the artist's extraordinary ability to blur the boundaries between fine art and functional design. Her fascination with the interplay of colour and form in flat art had been evident throughout her illustrious career, but in the late 1960s she began to modernise a medium loaded with tradition: stained glass. Delaunay's project challenges the fixed colour palette of traditional stained glass art and crafts a mesmerising visual experience, employing vibrant hues, opposing contrasts and harmonies. Her fascination with the energy of modern urban life gave the stained glass windows a pulsating, almost kinetic quality, really solidifying her place as a true visionary of the modern art movement.
This portrait by Pablo Picasso was François Meyer's last purchase a couple of years ago. It is a beautiful drawing of a bearded man that once belonged to Jean and Huguette Ramier from Vallauris. Picasso moved there in 1948 and started to create his ceramics after having been introduced to Georges and Suzanne Ramier, who had a ceramic workshop under the name of Madura.
Another female artist exploring perspectives and colour from her Parisian studio during the same period would also spark François Meyer's interest. This painting is part of the series of complex labyrinthine urban perspectives, which represent Maria Helena Vieira de Silva's most sought-out works. By this point, the Portuguese abstract artist had been in France since the outbreak of the war. When she executed this painting, she was already under the aegis of the prestigious gallery Jean Boucher, who would direct her career from here on.
François' love for nature is well represented in this spectacular painting by Giacometti. Its fauve color palette, as well as a forest in summertime, were particularly enticing to the collector, who was reminded of his Swiss origins. Coming from one of the most famous of all artists' families, the Giacomettis, a part of a seminal exhibition at the Fondation Mecht in Saint-Paul-de-Vence in 2021, when I visited the exhibition together with François and Yvonne, he exclaimed, "I'm so lucky to have been able to purchase this beautiful work."